Hi, I'm Ben. I like Kill Team, and I want to talk about it. Out of all the bespoke, specialist, artisanal, whatever you want to call them, non-compendium, let's say that. Out of all the non-compendium kill teams that there have been between White Dwarf releases and the teams that come in the Kill Team box sets, there's one that I've been putting off for a long time because it just hurts my brain a little bit too much. You probably already know the one that I'm thinking about. Let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. Warpcoven. Thank you for playing along there, and good job. I heard that. And there's a lot going on there, and it's been a little intimidating. And between boons and psychic powers and Zangors and sand space marines and goat folks, I'm like, okay, I'll just pass. But let's change that. Now, I'm exaggerating a little bit here, but I do think it's safe to say that Warpcoven is one of the more intimidating kill teams to dive into, to get started with. It's not that bad when you break it down, and there's a really helpful video that I'll have in the description. I'll probably reference it a few times throughout this whole situation. That really helped me kind of understand it, but it's not that bad. But it is very intimidating because you have boons, and then you have powers that each one can have, but you can't cross the streams, and so there's a little bit of stuff there, but it's actually not that bad once you break it down. So to finally get my butt in gear, I have partnered with my good buddy Reese from Threes to Wound. If you are unfamiliar with Threes to Wound, it is a YouTube channel that I will have, I'm sure, linked and pinned and all this stuff. And it's one of my favorite Kill Team YouTube channels. He got started, me and him are kind of part of that second wave of Kill Team content creator folks who hopped on, started making videos with this second edition or latest edition, don't jump me. And so listen, I've been a fan of his channel since the beginning. I think I was an early subscriber there and early commenter. And but anyways, I love his good old Aussie wit. I love his faction breakdowns, and my favorite thing he does are these tactical battle reports where he kind of recaps. But it's very visual. If you're a visual person, there's a lot going on for you there. But also, if you just want to listen to it and kind of look up every now and then from while you're painting, it's great for that, and you're not missing out on anything. He kind of reviews the games that he's played, and I love them. I love to see guys like Reese, who's doing, in one corner something new and different with battle reports. And you have somebody like Russ from GFN, shout out to my boy Russ, on the other side of things, working his magic on bat reps. And Russ and Reese do very different style of battle reports, but they're both just so good and so tasty, and I love them. And so anyways, Threes to Wound. I'll just shut up and just listen to me and Reese talk for a few minutes. How about that?
You've got a Kill Team channel. I've got a Kill Team channel. And we've already got too many models to paint.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I thought what we should do is make more models to paint.
Is paint more models.
Yeah,
yes.
Right.
Makes total sense. Like hair of the dog, right? Just keep throwing them back. Yeah.
Let's just double down. So there's one of the teams, and you probably saw them Kill Team Open, being very, very successful, was the team that I like, and that was the Warpcoven. Did you get to see them, a bit of them in action?
Oh, tons. Yeah, they were everywhere. A lot of Warpcoven. There was a lot of Warpcoven, a lot of NIDS as well, but tons of Warpcoven. And one brave soul who was just running Compendium Thousand Suns. And yeah, just a brave dude, just like what a gangster. And he didn't do too well, but hey, props, man. Props.
Brave.
Yeah, but yeah, they were everywhere, man, and doing really well. Really capable team. And it's nice to see a team that's capable, that has Marines like somewhere in the situation,
Competitive Marines. Who would have thought that could possibly be a thing?
Not in this edition.
Have you used much psychic powers? Because I was going to say that's the one thing that's scared me off Compendium Thousand Suns, Grey Knights, is I'm like, I like the sound of it, but it does seem like something else to remember, which scares me a bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's that Warpcoven has been the absolute most intimidating kill team for me to get into at bar none. Like it's just, and so there's a really good video on it that I watched, and that really helped me kind of just wrap my head around it. But other than that, I'm an Imperial Guard dude, And so like we're just throwing bodies around. We don't have what are psychic powers.
Yeah. Well, that's Gene Stealer cult usually for me. So I mean, we technically
Yeah.
do have it, but in Kill Team, both teams have avoided it so far, and I wasn't mad about it. Not gonna lie.
That would be really cool though to have like a Wormblade sorcerer. Like I know they already did it all that, but that would be really cool to throw in like a Gene Stealer cult sorcerer.
I thought
Pretty
I
cool.
think that was my hot tip. Was I thought the Magus was going to get in, and he was going to be, but then I thought, yeah, dude running around in robes probably wasn't too Black Ops. I don't know.
Yeah.
With his giant forehead out. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I've been wrong before. So yeah, so I reckon what we should do. I'm a sucker for and I don't think you've seen it before, but they used to do it in the White Dwarf. I think they still do as well, like the Tale for 4 Warlords. And
Yeah,
it
I'm
was
not
like,
familiar.
yeah, and they pick a team, like there's four Warlords, who would have thought it? They pick a team each, and then like over a set amount of time, they build, like for them, it's like they build a whole army.
Gotcha.
But we ain't got time for that. We're not. We play Kill Team for a reason. And so yeah, I thought if we can challenge each other and ourselves, so there's a bit of a hobby accountability involved with this as well.
Yes, please hold me accountable.
And then basically we can build our teams and basically add our own little flavor to them as well. So not trying to find our own ways to follow the rules, but also make them, I guess, visually interesting, or if they've got cool stories. I don't know if you're a big narrative or behind the scenes, you, naming them all.
Yeah, man.
Not just Jeff, but like real, like, Warhammer names.
All my guys have goofy names and they earn them. And yeah, but that's like what I'm all about. Is that's kind of what keeps me in the hobby. Is I kind of call it like having a kill team versus having like my kill team or your kill team. Is again, like speaking at KTO, right? You roll up and there's 60 people, rolling dice, and it's everybody's got, and I'll just this is my experience. Everybody's running Krieg Vetguard, but I had like Vostronian. And it's cool to have your guys really feel like your guys, and so I'm all about it, man. I love it.
Did people's heads explode when they saw the mustaches and no gas mask? Is that the thing that we
the mustache was too much glory for people to it just I was busting guts and exploding heads, everywhere.
Should still definitely get an invulnerable save for the mustache. I'm just saying, rules as written, that should be in there.
You know what I got? I won in narrative. I won like it's called an heirloom respirator. It just helped me climb faster. I should have Sheldon change it to like giant fat mustache or something. In bone.
Peak bushy top lip caterpillar. I love it.
Oh, too good.
So we sort of bandied the idea together a little while ago, and had been so have you started to think, have you got any bits and pieces together or ideas together about how you're going to make them unique or your own?
Yeah, actually, now I don't hate Thousand Suns. Like we were talking before, I'm Team Magnus, right? Magnus did nothing wrong. I agree there. But those stupid helmets with the giant sticky epi thing, like it doesn't do anything for me. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So I do have a workaround for it, and I'm excited to try it out and kind of see where it goes. Because I'm not using helmets at all. Actually, that'll be my little hint: is no helmets at all.
I dig it.
That's what I'll say.
I think we must be on the same thought of that with the big tall hats, because I've got a solution for my guys. Will have helmets, but it's a solution. I've
different helmets.
Put something together because I've done a bit of I did a bit of like traditional shopping, but I also went like, bargain bin hunting. I'm not sure over there if you've got like, we've got Gumtree, which is like, like a trading, like people sell random stuff on there, and there's quite a random Warhammer. I mean, of course, it's very Australian. Gumtree, welcome. It's fair dinkum. But we've got that. So I managed to find a few little deals for bits and pieces on there, which was good. Non-traditional sourcing routes. And that also helped inspire me what I was finding, bits and pieces, and then lots of researching. Have you read much of like the Horus Heresy books and stuff like that?
I just started book 1 like 3 weeks ago.
Yes. You got a long way to go.
Yeah. Oh boy. I know the ending, but I'm going to read 50 books just for fun.
Yeah. Wait, don't say like that, because it really makes me seem like an idiot for reading them all. You guys know how it ends?
It ends? Wait, what?
Oh god, damn it. So that's cool. All right, so let's say we want to look at. I guess the rule is, we're talking about accountability, so we've got to set a little bit of a timeline
Okay.
of how long we think, so we can actually still live normal people lives. We have to. You've got
What's that? What's
you've got a
normal?
family. I've got a fat dog that I have to look after. So we can't leave them out in the cold.
Hey, man, equal,
Yeah,
absolutely equal.
same,
Gotta take care
same.
of those kids, man. Fur babies.
So I was thinking, if we do a video bi-weekly, so that's every second for those playing at home, and we go 6 weeks to get our team to, let's say,
Perfect.
tabletop presentable. Um, what do you
That's
think of
the
that?
best I do, anyways. That's my top echelon is tabletop ready. That's as high as I go.
Yeah,
So perfect.
exactly. I call that, that's for me, that's display quality. The same.
Yeah,
It's
me
actually the
too.
same thing.
Hey, man, listen. If you lower your expectations, man, it's like things go easier.
Have you had a look, apart from obviously seeing them in action, have you had a chance to have a bit of a look at all the Warpcoven's rules and stuff like that? Have you had a chance to dive deep into any of it? You said you had a helpful video.
Yeah, it's
Um,
if anybody's interested, it's Strom Plays, like Straum Plays, and he has a really good video on it. Yeah, I know that I want the three sorcerers because I think that's about the only way to do it, right? And so I know that I don't remember any of the names, but I want one to be able to fly. I know that I want one to make people go slower, and I think I want one to do mission objectives easier, but I'm not sure if that conflicts with one of the other two. But definitely flying and definitely making people slower. That's all I remember.
I
Does that
like it.
sound kind
No,
of right?
that sounds right. Because no, you're right. Because there's three like archetypes. I
Boons,
think
right?
boons. Yeah, boons is the correct word. Yep. Yeah, three of those to choose from, and that's it. So you pretty much pick one, I think, from each of those. I've got it right here. I should
Hmm.
read. Um, yes, there you go. Three categories, and you can't pick from the same one twice for an operative. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm definitely doing that. And then the big gun, the Soul Reaper cannon. I mean, that looks just too tasty to leave out, right? And so that a couple of Zangors in the mix, and that's kind of what I'm thinking, at least to start with.
And so these will have been guys that are well and truly, although Magnus obviously did nothing wrong, these guys are well and truly down the mutated and warped path of the
Oh,
dark 41st millennium.
yeah. I would actually say all my guys, again, maybe another hint, are like definitely down the rabbit hole. Like they have really taken a few steps further into the warp,
I dig
and
it.
that's kind of at least what I'm thinking right now. Is and again, I mean, next week or next video we'll see, but I'm thinking like heavy into the mutation side of things.
I dig it. That's really cool. I was thinking, yeah, I've been, as we sort of touched on the Horus Heresy books, I've been reading those again, and Magnus is my boy. They're some of my favorite books. Just an interesting character. The Legion's really interesting. So I kind of want to push mine on turn back the clock, not full heresy era. I want it to be
Gotcha,
like after it's all gone, a bit pear shaped. So
gotcha.
maybe in that first period of either just at the end of the heresy or directly after Prospero, I thought could be really cool. Of maybe having some, I don't know, some space wolf bits, and I don't know, like
Yeah,
just
I was about
something,
to say that'd be very cool. Yeah,
yeah, something to do with them being like, they're still them, but it's starting to unravel. And with the Zangors, definitely something there that they're maybe not. Oh, yeah, I know, because I mean they do still have quite human bodies and shapes. So I've got some
right,
ideas on ways to play with that. That maybe they've still got some of their chapter serfs or something like that as well.
very
I think
cool.
that's the direction I want to head with it.
That's cool, and it's that'll be fun at the end of it to see because we're both taking like very different directions, like design directions and kind of lore directions. So that'll be cool to see how they kind of contrast at the end of this thing.
I've got to remember too to, like people, I know a lot of people out there do all the narrative stuff too, like they roll for the names and all that too. I mean, I've never
Well, I'm
actually
down for
done,
that.
yeah, I've
I'm
never
down for that.
actually
You want
done
to do
that
that?
for a team, like doing like a proper, like, yeah, narrative little roster thing. So maybe we should double down and as we build them and they get a bit of character, we can start, yeah, get it emotionally
Absolutely.
attached to them.
Yeah, no, I'm totally down. I love that. Let's lock that
That's
in. I want to do that.
Yeah, because that's always been my thing in Kill Team is I've always said, like, don't get attached to your operatives, especially in this edition. They die a lot. I want to get emotional. That's at the gaming table.
You ever play the XCOM back in the day?
Exactly.
You like name them after your best friends, and when they die, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
I usually call my friends after just to say check they're okay. I'm like, let's make sure there's not some correlation between the game and real life. All right, so that's pretty good. I think that gives us a really good foundation to start with. So we know the team we're going to build. We know roughly how long we've got to do it. We'll bring out our videos, and I think we can go into a bit more detail about each of our teams and our trials and tribulations as we try to build them up and get them on the table ready to go.
Love it, dude. I'm super excited. We've been talking about this for like about a month or so. I'm so excited to actually get into it. I've been thinking about it for a month, and my creative juices are ready, dude. I can't wait. So this whole Warpcoven Kill Team will be built out of what is in this little Tupperware jar. I have a couple of Zangors, 4 to be exact. I have a Soul Reaper cannon that I just stripped the other day and ripped the helmet off of. And then I have a bunch of rubrics with stupid helmets that, you know, are posed like this, which is not at all what, you know, the sorcerers look like. They have these really cool dynamic poses. They're magic boys, right? They're, you know, throwing fire stuff and, you know, flying, all this cool stuff. And all the rubrics are like this. But I'm determined not to buy that sorcerer's box with the three sorcerers. As cool as they are, I just really don't want to go that way. So I've got my work cut out for me to turn just a bunch of old, stripped, already glued together Thousand Suns and turn them into Warpcoven. So over the next couple weeks, I'll just let you know how it goes. And so the next video will be, hopefully, I'll be smack dab in the middle of this thing and I'll be really happy. And here's my prediction. Here's my prediction for the next video. I think, well, for sure, I think I'll be destroying Reese. I think I'll be crushing him. And I think I'm sure probably ahead of schedule. I think I'll be really happy with all the conversions and sculpting that I've done. I think I'll probably have gotten a lot better. I think my skills will probably doubled or at least tripled by 2 weeks. And I think I probably won't have hit a single roadblock. So that's where I think I'm going to be in 2 weeks. And I feel good about saying all those things. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. I am excited to get to work on all of this, and I'm looking forward to giving you updates in 2 weeks' time. So thank you, as always, for being so nice and cool over the internet, and liking and commenting and subscribing and doing all the cool things that you guys do. And you can find me on Instagram at Brothers Tabletop, and on Discord by the same name, hanging out in you know, all the big Kill Team Discords that you know and love. And I will see you again, hopefully in a week with a different video, and then in 2 weeks for part 2 of this Warpcoven video series that I'm doing with my good bud Reese. So thanks for watching, guys. That's going to do it, and I will see you around.